open up.
Hotep, Habarigani, or Assalamu Alaikum. I am Sister Khadijah along with Mr. Kevin. And the topic that we have this afternoon is first class laborers and second class citizens. However, you do know that it is customary before we address the community that we get permission from one of the elders that's either in the room or in the house. And so I ask permission from the elders to give us permission to.
Yes, you may speak.
All right, so we have permission to speak. This is going to be a really positive show as always. It's going to be informational, pack house. We want to thank all of our listening callers that calls in all the time. And we want to thank Mr. Kevin for him and his wife coming up with some fantastic topics. And we want to thank Miss Stella Petrie Broussard for helping Kevin find his information, do his topic. And shout out to Marbuck and Joe of the Marbuck and Joe Show. Also shout out to Aunt Marydell and Uncle Roy. I know y'all be waiting for the show to come on in New Iberia. Well, you know, with Facebook, we're all over the world practically. Now, Kevin is actually going to start off. It's a live segment. If you want to reach us, you could reach us at 337-781-1110. 337-781-1110. We want to also give a special shout out to, or just to acknowledge the COVID-19, to acknowledge all of the hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their lives with the COVID-19. This is a serious epidemic, and please follow instructions when you're going out. Have a mask on. It doesn't matter what kind of mask you have. Put your mask on. You can see Truddy has a handkerchief. You could use Kevin have a handkerchief. You could use just about anything just to protect yourself when you're going out. And don't go out unless you absolutely need to. Another thing that's been pressing on my mind, my heart, is the fact that we still have serious cases of police brutality. And all I would say is that, if I'm a woman, or like if the police officer is a man to a man, what make y'all think y'all can't fight somebody one-on-one? Why do you have to have a gun? Why do you have to have, I was scared, I was intimidated. The young man that was jogging and the two scumbags that killed him, shot him, they need to rot in hell. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. And I'm known to speak my mind when it's that hard. And the one that filmed the assault, that was accessory. Y'all knew what y'all was doing, and
one of the guys is an officer, so that's why they prolonging it, to try to find some kind of background on the black guy to make it look like it was legitimate. But this topic is for all our laborers out there, guys. The guys who in the nursing home with the COVID, the people that's in the gas station, the people that's on first hand with no benefits, no nothing from your job, but telling you need to come back to work. Guys, look, laborers first, citizens second. This used to be just for black folks. Back in the day, this was just for black folks. But now the rest of the world is feeling what we've been feeling all our lives. Slavery taught us how to survive, but now we must teach ourselves how to live. The Constitution gives us the right to abolish anything that cripples our future. So either act on your rights or pass on your life. Don't believe all this stuff these people telling y'all. This corporation is about the dollar. All these politicians always complaining about we got to get the economy back on. They're lying to y'all again. It's about the dollars. Blake Miguez then made the news. He's a politician, guys. He owns corporations. He part of it. He won't be in the line working with the COVID. He wants y'all to be in the line. You know, white folks, we've been trying to tell y'all about what we've been going through. Now y'all get to see it. This is why black folk complain all the time, because we get violated every day, no matter how you look at it. Now you get to see what being locked up without a cell, without no rights. Now you get to see what we've been seeing that we was trying to show y'all. So all we telling y'all is to wake up, guys. Those people that so say protesting to go back to work, they getting paid to go protest. They not really workers. They trying to motivate y'all to go back into this line of workforce. If none of y'all companies are giving y'all a union to protect your rights, healthcare, a raise, they're not giving y'all none of this, don't go back. You're making more money on unemployment. Do that. This is what we pay for our taxes for times like this. But now you see, no matter what color you are, no matter what party you choose, it's about that dollar. This is where the true racism starts. And if you don't wake up and see this, then you want to be dead. So wake up, go fight for your rights, but rights to live, not to die for these people who don't give you no benefits.
Yes, and when I seen Martha Stewart on one of the talk shows, and she was showing what she do during this being quarantined, and I really caught my head, because like I'm looking at Martha Kitchen, and Martha Kitchen is the size of some of our
restaurants.
Some of our people home. That's just the kitchen, and then she has an array of pots that's hanging up. The pots are just hanging up, and I'm trying to count out over 20. I know I counted over 25 pots just hanging up.
And that's the pots she don't use.
Right, and then Martha stated, and I go outside to my garden. God damn, what a garden she got.
She's still on a 20-acre mansion.
And so this does not equate with those of us who may only have like 2-bedroom, maybe 3-bedroom, and with the children going to school, that was the way of, and people going to work, that was the way of giving the house a little breather. And then when everybody got back home in the evening time, that was relaxation. Take your bath, brush your teeth, and get ready to go to bed. But you got to realize that some of us that are in solitary confinement is really confined because we don't have the luxury like others may have.
Well, the bottom is now on the top. This is what people don't understand. I know I could say for my life, we have always been in solitary confinement.
Oh, yeah.
We just know how to get out of it. Our minds, the biggest thing that we ever could have learned things with. We did this. Back in the day when the slaves were freed, they promised them 40 acres and a mule. They just didn't tell them they was going to be the mule to work their 40 acres. This is what's starting again, guys. I'm watching these companies come out and say they're giving all their workers some bonuses. The movie theater so say they're going to start giving their workers a free family night. Like, they're going to let them get free popcorn, movie. They starting it all over again, guys. Make them sign papers, contracts, giving you benefits, giving you a raise, because they the one who pro-muffin right now. They the one been living off the government, not the people who they call welfare, the people on subsidies. That's the biggest welfare system they got. Every last corporation is on some kind of government welfare. They call it subsidies. It's welfare. They are getting paid by the government. But when it's time to give us our money back, you see all the problems. This is what we've been talking about all our lives, to try to share with y'all. What they do to us, they will do to you. Color has no difference no more. It's about that dollar. It's just like a big old plantation now. I know a lot of y'all don't know about plantation, but y'all can go see one out there in back of New Orleans, the Whitney Plantation. This is what happening right now with this country. A big plantation. Whites, blacks, Mexicans, any culture of people are being treated like slaves. And when they started taking down the hospitals for the poor people. Now you see what happens.
We have a caller. Caller, you have a question or comment?
Hey, Miss Khadija and Mr. Kevin, this is Miss Cammie. Kevin was just talking about these employers that's going to do these certain things with their employees. We need to ask our legislators why the hell they're taking all our money when they stayed at home. They get the per diem and travel expenses for staying home for 49 days. So I want to know where that money's going. Why are they taking money that they didn't earn? I surely ain't getting no money I didn't earn.
Mm-hmm.
So my question comes in is, let's start at the legislature.
Yeah.
That's where we need to start when it comes to looking at, who's taking money from who. They're taking tax dollars. They each gonna get $7,800 for 49 days to sit in their house.
Oh, isn't that something? Isn't that
So
something?
my question is, where's my legislators going with? Where's that money going? Because they sure didn't earn it.
In a couple of months, you're gonna go pull those levels for voting. That's where we get our money back, getting them out of office.
Well, for some of them,
we just put it in office.
right? I was about to say some of them did. Some of them we
years,
just.
we got 4 more years.
Yeah, 4 more
We
years.
got 4 more years, but we got one big one coming up in a couple of months.
Yes.
This one here is the major one. This is the one who corrupts the other ones.
Now, Cam, with the prison system, the women and the men are they're being held in complete confinement with this COVID-19 and not the type of help that they need. Correct?
That's right. They have there was 195 women at Hunt, 192 tested positive. They have half of the dorms at Jetson that are positive. There's another guy who died overnight at Angola. So that brings the death toll to 5 that we know of. Also, our politicians and their family are making tons of money off of our loved ones because if they're charging our loved ones $10.80 for a case of Dasani water. So what we're trying to do right now is get enough donations of cases of water where we can at least give one person, every person in the state facilities. There's 7 facilities. I'm not talking about every person at the house. Just those in the state facilities, a case of water. So that's what we're trying to do right now because $10.80, I bought 6 cases with $25. So you can't even, I could buy 2.5 cases with what they're paying for one, and that's 40 bottles of water, not 22. It just stops them from going one behind the other to a water fountain.
Kim, go ahead.
What? Well, I'm just, Kevin was talking about what these companies are doing, but if you look at it, the prison system, they killing our families because you don't want them to eat out the cafeteria because they're not sanitizing stuff in the cafeteria. You can't, you're hoping they're wearing the PPEs they gave you. Mm-hmm. They bring in the food cold. Almost every dorm on the east shore of the main prison compound is locked down. Half of the west shore is locked down. So it's a real sticky situation in every facility there is in the state.
It is serious, and something else have got to give. If our elected officials are so punkish where they don't even want to try to fight for those of us that are incarcerated, then we need to call them out. But I want to donate $25 to you for a case of water.
Okay, I'm going to send you. What we're doing is there's a donation button on our website, HopeFoundationLouisiana.org. And for every $25 donated, we can get 6 cases of water. But I just saw at Super One, they $2 for 24. So, we may be able to get them there too. So it beats them going one back and forth, one right after to the other to the water fountain, because then you contaminate. And if one has it with asymptomatic,
Yes.
then they just passing it on to somebody else.
Okay.
So if you go on the website, Khadijah, you can donate, and then I'll go purchase the waters. That's what other people have done.
All right. That will be fine.
And Cameron, I didn't say what the other companies was doing. I said what they was talking about doing. So I said,
Well,
don't give them credit, because they just trying to get people back into the slavery mode.
my bad, Mr. Kevin. This is what they're
Talking about.
They gonna do.
Right.
I'm telling you what Prison Enterprise is doing to our incarcerated lovers.
Oh,
They
yeah.
are price gouging Dasani water.
That's right. Yes,
You
indeed.
cannot tell me they selling Dasani water at $9 to Prison Enterprise for them to make $10, to sell them for $10.80. That's
Mm,
ridiculous.
Right. And that's what Blake Miguez ought to be worried about.
That's price gouging. That's what our Attorney General needs to worry about.
Well,
Yeah.
you talk about Jeff Landry. He's not worried about nothing but price gouging himself. You forgot they caught him with that Mexican scandal?
Well, I know that. I know that, Mr. Kevin, but he's also trying to get in the governor's head to say, hey, don't release anybody because it's, it won't be public safety. But
Big business. It's about the dollar.
well, I know that, Kevin, but you're still talking about people who are already supposed to be released.
that's right. That's the key point.
Well,
Why are we holding these people?
because if they let them go, that mean the funds stop coming in.
Oh, they'll never have fun.
Listen, Linda, I know that. I'm just saying. You're speaking to the choir. I'm being sarcastic. Like,
Right.
you're
right.
worrying about that, but you're not worrying about price gouging because you and Hilla Moore are friends and Hilla Moore's brothers running Prison Enterprise?
That's right. They sharing the money. So, the thing is, this been going on.
I just think that the public needs to know, and yes, some of the public will say, well, they where they need to be. No, not all.
Well, that's the problem. That's why they label them criminals. That way they can get all the money, but not everybody are criminals.
And they trying to put more. They have so many laws that are considered crime of violence because they were getting more money.
Correct.
Out, quote unquote violent offenders.
Right.
That's why you have so many violent offenders.
Right.
So there's a lot.
But stay on your job, Cameron. You doing everything. Make some flyers. We'll pass them around.
Yeah.
I have a letter. I'm gonna send it to Khadijah.
Okay.
I'll let her, and I can send it to you. Well, I can email it to somebody for you because I know you don't do text messages.
Correct. I'm old school. And look, we appreciate you calling and informing us, but keep on your job. You're doing a great job.
I appreciate it, guys. Y'all keep doing what y'all do. Y'all
Yeah.
All right. And happy Mother's Day to you.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate it. Happy
Yeah.
Mother's Day, Khadijah.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to you too, my sister.
Thank you.
And that's true. Every day is Mother's Day. And I wanted to give like a special shout out to one of my beloved friend. Her name Jacqueline Jurack. And this is a picture of Jacqueline. I hope that you could see it. And Jacqueline was the epitome of what a mother was all about, and Jacqueline, she died, and we just rest in peace. And on behalf of your children, little Peggy, Michelle, James, Chris, and she had so many other, her nieces and her nephew that she took in. And every day really is Mother's Day. And to all of the mothers, don't just take this.
Not the mothers that staying with their mothers to be a mother. Y'all got to become a mother, guys. And look, I'm not taking credit from y'all, but y'all got to be a mom to be a mother. And I got a lot of y'all mothers not doing your job, and I'm gonna be the one to tell y'all, become a mom.
And happy Mother's Day to Mama too. With all that you do and continue to do. Patsy, Donna Gale, Stella, A. Mary Dale. All of these mothers that have been instrumental. Mom Joyce, Sister Margie, Sister Elena.
And all the mothers we don't mention, you're a mother because you don't need that credit. You know what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But guys, look, this is why we're talking about laborers first, citizens second. We have become the second-class citizen. That didn't used to be like that. But greed, we didn't let these politicians get in with the corporation thoughts. We didn't let a lot of these political people put their Bible causes into our heads. Like I said, we have more regulations on people than corporations. This doesn't make sense, guys. This is not what this life is about. But if we keep allowing these people to get in our head and transform us into what they want us to be, who are we? You got to understand that, you got to get respect to give respect. And if you don't know what respect is, Sister Khadijah could tell you about it.
Well, respect is definitely we should be respecting our elders. Some of the conversation that I hear and I see of these young girls disrespecting their mother, get mad at their mothers because the mothers don't want to babysit.
I blame the mother.
A couple of places that you go in, they're saying that a couple of places that you go in. Okay, that's probably what caused it, the program. They're saying that we're not allowing children in here because children just misbehave. Well, how is the children misbehave?
Because of the parent.
I know. If I have my grandkids anywhere with me, I just got to give them one look and they know what it's about. So to make all of us suffer because a few don't raise their children right, something is definitely wrong. Caller?
Good afternoon, Mr. Kevin and Sister Khadijah. Again, Sister Khadijah, happy Mother's Day to you and yours. Listen, Mr. Kevin, before we can get away from Blake Diaz and his extremist right-wing dust that go here in South Louisiana, especially out in the New Iberia area. All they do is exploit people, make money, and go to battle, try to oppress others. But look, so much going on. We got in the national news, we'll touch on a lot of things. I'm going to say everything and then let get again. We got Bob Ford as U.S. Attorney General, Trump's hatchet mafia law enforcement person who just let Flynn off the hook. We got we got the killing of the young brother, Brother Aubrey out there in Brunswick, Georgia. We got the brother in thereafter, and we got the COVID-19 to deal with all these things going on. In the midst of all this, Mr. Kevin, I just ran across an article, a breaking news article, where the Catholic Church, some of the diocese, maybe some of them around Louisiana, maybe the diocese of Lafayette, but we know the diocese of New Orleans filed for bankruptcy. They applied for the PPP loan, and a lot of people are upset about that. Now, look at what's going on in New Iberia. It was supposed to be a protest given by the NAACP chapter in New Iberia to protest with some other concerned citizens that set up with diocese under the diocese of Lafayette was not awarding bids to contracts for that new building they built across the church. I was some kind of attendee and attended St. Edward Church. Mm-hmm. And my father worked hard and he contributed back in the day to the church just to send us to school. Back then, the tuition was a lot to him, but he spent expenses all the way through the 8th grade. Now, my thing is, we always put money into that St. Edward Church, but black folks never saw any great benefit other than what's going on now with the little white kids benefiting off of that. So I'm glad they protest, Mr. Kevin. But guess what? If you got to have the New Iberia chapter of the NAACP involved, I don't trust that. Like Fleetwood Flynn saying in the hook on Public Enemy, don't trust it. I don't trust that. I didn't trust the NAACP in New Iberia to do the right thing with the Victor White kids or with the Clay Higgins of the national group. So check that out, Mr. Kevin. You get a chance. That's a troubling story, but they're keeping it under wraps. They're going to protest. And you watch at the end of the day, it'll be a fix in. So I just want to bring those things out, Mr. Kevin. Thank you so much.
Well, Jay, you done blew the whistle on them, so it's out there now. But look, before I start talking about the churches, I want to apologize to the people because my wife said I be hurting people's feelings when I talk about their God. I'm not talking about your God. I'm talking about the people who use your God in vain to control you. Guys, look, we all godly. We all got God in us. It's what come out us make us godly. We don't need to pay to pray. We don't need none of this here. And what Brother Jay saying with these churches been corrupted ever since they started giving the money. St. Edward's private school is almost like a college tuition for poor people.
Oh,
But
yes.
but a lot of people, what they do, they groom their children, especially the white people from Catholic High. They groom their children at St. Edward's. And then once they get old enough, they send them to Catholic High. This is the biggest segregation that's been going on for the longest, guys.
Oh, yes, indeed.
So, I mean, I don't care where you choose to bring your children to school or whatever, but it doesn't make them godly because they come from one church school to go to another church school. Because if you got that greed and evil in you like they do, your God is not real.
But now you have to also think about the board of directors. The board of directors are those that are in charge of St. Edward's school. They are some of the most smartest people in the world because they were able to just siphon off millions of dollars.
That's not smart. You find a bunch of dummies that you can do that to.
They were able to siphon off millions of dollars, claiming that this school, being in the Black community, was going to be serving a majority of Black people. I don't even think they have 2 or 3% of Black kids that even go there.
They give them like a little grant.
Oh, they give them a little
It's
grant.
a tax write-off that
Right.
way you can get public transfer from home to house to school. But that is nothing but a tax write-off because you got to understand these churches are tax exempt. These schools that got churches tight on them, they tax exempt. We've been getting played. And like I said, once again, guys, I'm not talking about your God. I'm talking about the peoples who use your God in vain against you. And it's time for you to wake up. These people are no smarter than me and you, but we got common sense. See, they got some smart Black people over there, but then when the white folks say God said to do this, they give it a pass.
They do.
So I'm not giving these people the credit of them being smart. You find you some damn fools, you can play anything on them. And this is what the church has been doing. And y'all God has been showing y'all signs ever since they brought out the first little rape victim from a priest. And what they do, they transfer them to another poor section. Nobody says that, but they blame the child or the parent for the child getting raped by the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, if y'all don't wake up and y'all keep paying these people, they're going to keep on doing what they got to do. What I like about the COVID-19, it has awoken a lot of people that's been dead for a long time. See, me coming from that other side, that bottom side, I've been seeing this. But now the other side get to see what we've been seeing. But can you handle that? And a lot of Blacks, I see a lot of y'all breaking down. Look, if y'all can't afford something that y'all so say got to go pay on, let it go.
Yeah.
Your life mean more than a material thing. This is your time to get out of debt and start all over. Y'all always want to be, let me rephrase that. Y'all always envied white folks with credit. They started giving y'all credit and y'all see where the debt went. A lot of these people that so say got money are broke. They're living on a credit line. And this is what a lot of Black folks are starting to do too. Going buy a $250,000 house when you could go back to your old neighborhood and buy the whole neighborhood for $100,000, build some low-income housing, and get it back on your taxes. This is what I tell people when we forget where we came from. We didn't start living out our means. We want to be just like them, forgetting us. So guys, get together. This little tragedy and pandemic, you can call whatever you want. We've been going through this. So that's why I don't panic like that. Because your life is the most valuable thing that they got on this earth.
Another thing, and I want to get back on that St. Edward's church thing, because that's serious. But when you have from what I understand, a lot of people have received their stimulus check, which I think is no more than $1,200, and
plus $500
for each kid. And have taken their stimulus money, and instead of setting it aside for when it's going to be much harder, they have gone and purchased 60-inch TVs, gone and purchased the big tires. What the big tires are called?
Well, they can get the finance now, big rims.
Okay, the big rims. That's not what the stimulus money is supposed to be for. It's supposed to be for an emergency. Now, if you was watching TV on a little screen, what do you need a big screen TV for?
So it can look bigger.
Well, I can understand letting it look bigger, Kevin, but at the same time, who gonna be paying that light bill?
But you gotta understand that, you know, ever since slavery, they taught us how to survive. They didn't teach us how to live. Once we start getting those material things that we always envied when we was young, we become them. And we still don't see where we going. So we do more and more ignorant things to make us feel better that we done something. And then at the end, we end up with nothing.
Yeah. And before slavery, with us being the kings and queens that we actually were back then, I think of Queen Nzinga. Queen Nzinga was an astonished warrior who fought against the Portuguese. King Nzinga. I mean, when there was a meeting that was going on, and they refused to give her a chair to try to disrespect her, her warriors kneel down and made a chair so that Queen Nzinga could sit down. So when you go back and then you continue to go back, you have to remember, we came from the strongest people in the world. We are of the mothers and the fathers of civilization. We are the parents of some of these wayward children that don't seem to acknowledge nothing black. We are that. And we are continuously proud of that. You have to remember that. We are continuously proud of that. And going and purchasing all that hair, that some of the hair is like $600 to $1,200.
And you can put them on layaway too.
Who wanna buy that much expensive hair? That's a whole house note.
Well, we are the poorest people, but the biggest consumer, because like I said, when you don't know better, you do wrong things.
Yeah.
And for so long, black people have been hurt. And look, guys, white folks, I'm not blaming you for nothing at all, because we came up by ourselves. We got through the struggle. It's just that we're not passing it to our children and grandchildren because we feel sorry for them, not knowing what we went through. We didn't used to be a culture of people like that. We can't blame nobody but ourselves when you ask about respect with the young children and some of the young ladies who disrespect their parent. You got to blame that parent, because if we said something in a mumble, not a word, a mumble, you got slapped in the mouth.
Oh.
That means you would never say a word because the mumble got stopped. When you allow this child to keep on mumbling, a word will come out.
Ooh.
So if you don't start early, then it will end up late for you, not the child. I don't blame the child for disrespecting the parent. I blame that parent for allowing that child to disrespect them.
Oh, yes.
And this is the problem we having right now, that I can't correct your child because I'm not their mama or daddy. Mm-hmm. But then when something happened to your child, you want to come sell me a plate lunch to either help them get an attorney or get them out of jail. Mm. I can't do that. I'm sorry. Look, we all got issues and problems, the way we solve them. And that's the problem we having again with our people. Guys, the only way you get respect from these people, and I mean all cultures, because every culture got bad people in it. You got to respect your own. You cannot do it by not respecting your own. Mm-hmm. And if you don't do it, this is what's happening all the time. And like I said, I want to thank out to COVID-19 for waking America up again to realize what we've been going through. Because I remember a long time ago, Malcolm, Martin, and James always used to tell everybody, what you do to us will happen to you. And now it's happening, from the prisons to the schools to the people.
You know, COVID-19. COVID-19 is a despicable heifer, and it doesn't discriminate. And we have to always remember, you know, you have people. If COVID-19 was just handling up on those corrupt politicians, the people that you know are absolutely no good to the core, that would have been a different thing. But it's handling it's not discriminating. It's getting as much good as possible, and that's the problem that I have with the disease, is the fact that, you know, if it was there, it should have been there to handle like some of the crooked wardens, some of the no good district attorneys, some of the no good judges. You know, that to me would be me being thankful.
Yeah, but look what COVID has done, though. COVID has opened up the doors to everything that's been corrupt.
It's exposing them.
Well, big time, and this is what we needed. I mean, we read protests for Judge Landry and what they did her. This has been happening to our young blacks, and now look, guys, the young poor whites and the young so-called middle class whites, they getting the same thing done, plea bargains. Because I saw two of my white friends took a plea, and I hate to say it, they treated them like they were some niggas. Mm-hmm. And that's the problem we having today. Stop it before it gets into your family.
And the definition of a niggas to
somebody
you,
ignorant.
Okay, that.
I mean, you go look on YouTube. I mean, if they got that ignorant, I mean, damn. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be watching this show. We got to stop making this word. Every time I mention that word, you feel you got to come with the NAACP gonna come after you.
No, that's not.
Well, I mean,
I wanted to make sure that you clarify, because there are.
There's a nigger in every culture.
Niggas,
so that's what I'm saying. Every culture has a nigger. A nigger is ignorant.
Right.
So we got to stop protecting this word like, oh, they can't say it. Yes, they can. Ignorant is a word.
Well, I don't have a problem. This book right up in here, Cajun I Am Creole, Cajun and Creole I'm Not, by Brother Takuna Malana El Shabazz, he tells you automatically, give you the true history behind Cajun this, Cajun that. But
they got the right to be a Cajun. They got the right to be a Creole. You got the right to be what you want. This is America. See this issue right here about being Cajun and Creole?
Like
Cajun and Creole, the gumbo is the same thing. It's the cook that makes it the difference.
Well, and the cooks are the originators, and the originators, they came from people that look just like me and you. It's no goddamn way that Colonel Sanders invented fried chicken. It was no way.
He bought the recipe from a black guy.
It was the black lady that's cooking that fried chicken on that skillet outside that he purchased it from.
But she wasn't educated, so he got the recipe patent under his name.
Under his name.
We can't be mad at the Colonel, because I used to eat that chicken before I found out those chicken had nothing but the bird flu in them. But still, we got to be the one to wake ourselves up. We cannot blame nobody from our past but ourselves to get to our future. And this is what separates us, this Cajun and Creole. But yet still, when they give a festival, Cajuns and Creoles and Coon Dance and everybody else get together and have fun. Yeah, Coon Dance used to be a poor Cajun.
Yeah, Cajun was a poor Cajun. When they would call us little niggas, we would call them coon ass or rednecks, you know, or Cajun. Those were both derogatory terms.
But you didn't know the definition of nigger when he called you that, because the ignorant always tries to throw the word first to make you feel like you that nigger.
Well, I already know that he wasn't directly talking to me, because like I was one of those rebellious teenage youngsters that didn't hesitate to get into a fight. I did not hesitate to get into a fight. And the best thing, if you had to fight against a man, you go ahead and you grab him right in between his legs, and I guarantee you he's gonna bow down. But Black I Am, Cajun Creole I'm Not, is just trying to educate people from Southwest Louisiana, from the world, that y'all need to clarify y'all definition, because evidently y'all don't know y'all true history.
Yeah, they know their true history. They got the right. They got the right to call themselves what they want, guys.
Okay, first class.
No. Labor is first.
First class labor.
Citizen second.
Citizen second. Okay, and a laborer is a person doing unskilled manual work for wages. Like
low wages. And that's another thing, guys. When y'all go back to work, y'all need to try to get y'all a union started. That way y'all can get yourself protected from all these Popeyes, Walmart, churches, all these little places that got all of y'all working part-time. They don't want to hire y'all full-time because they got to pay y'all medical bill. But guys, y'all got to get together and organize y'all a union, not one that come from the mind for you, one that's legit. Y'all got to be the one to do that. Let y'all job know what y'all want, how many hours y'all gonna work, and y'all want Medicare and everything that comes with it.
And we need to have that minimum wage
Most definitely increase.
Caller, you have a question or comment? Oh, darn, we lost the caller.
I know, but it's okay. But guys, y'all get together when y'all start going back to work. Let y'all bosses know. Don't let him do a phone video on y'all at y'all work. If y'all can go to their place of business, they can come in too. Now, if they can't do that, that's letting you know they don't trust the corona themselves, but they want y'all to keep making them some money. I know what y'all thinking. Are we slaves or what? Yes, y'all are slaves. Because the little bit money that y'all getting and all the hours that y'all got to put in, the taxes they cutting out of y'all check, at the end of the year, y'all are slaves. White, brown, and peach. It doesn't matter. Y'all got to come together, guys, as one. And if y'all don't come together as one, they're going to keep on separating us. And this is what they want. They win. They divide us, they conquer. And these little politicians who threatening y'all that y'all got to do it, and always want to call other people bullies. Don't that sound like they bullying? Look, they're trying to cancel out the COVID-19 task force that Trump started. Because a lot of the scientists who telling him not to do things, they getting fired or you're not seeing them no more.
Yeah.
Because they really don't care about the testing. They really don't care about none of it. All they care about is their stocks and bonds. And that's all they want is for y'all to come work for them like slaves. And it's glad, and in a way, I'm glad to see y'all see what these slaves used to go through back in the day, guys. But they didn't make the money y'all was making. They used to make change.
Caller, you have a question or comment?
Yes, I have a comment. I been trying to call, but y'all were letting some callers call in, and it's just instead of just
Well, you on now.
Y'all were allowing him to be a part of the whole panel.
I know.
Yeah.
You on now?
What I was calling about the black gentleman that was killed for being black running in a neighborhood.
Yeah.
White neighborhood.
I'm an avid runner myself, and I panic. It's not just the men. It's actually myself as a female and an older female. I panic when I'm in the neighborhoods running. Then in the white neighborhood,
yeah,
I fear that they may think that that since I'm not the maid or the housekeeper, that they may fear that I'm a part of some drug ring or a theft ring in their neighborhood, and that I'm running myself. And I have nothing on me. I try to make sure I have minimal things. My pocket's not bulging or anything. But it's a fear we all have to have just for being black in America.
Isn't it something? Isn't it something?
It's been something. I mean, if we don't say about it, and this is why we do the show, to let y'all know what we see.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, I don't like disrespecting other people's views, but if you ain't living my life and walking in my shoe, you can't tell me how to live my life.
Caller? Yes.
Yes. And it's not anything that this is. I live it because I actually do this randomly throughout the week. And sometimes I like to run in neighborhoods because they're shaded, and that's the fear that I have. Also, I wanted to make a comment with Sister Khadijah. You had said that you didn't feel that you were Cajun Creole. But my sister, I have seen you down on some Cajun crawfish.
There's no such thing as Cajun crawfish. Really, there's
You
no
got a
such,
stuttering.
there's no such thing as
Yes. Cajun crawfish, etouffee, all of that is Cajun dishes, my love. Now, we may be some black Cajuns, but all of that are those Cajun Creole dishes. Y'all had a good show today. Take care.
Uh-huh.
And also, Mr. Kevin, I do think that it's time for us to go back to work.
Yeah, I agree to that, but not with that COVID out there.
I go to Walmart, Lowe's, any one of those places. those places are so full of shoppers. Now, they may put the mask on their face, but continuously they're touching items in the store, and then they touch the mask on their face. Well, you know what? If they're not going to practice social distancing and keeping themselves safe, which in turn keeps their loved ones safe, then we might as well just go on back to work and just keep our distance while we're working. So, have a good evening, guys, and your show was really good today.
All right.
Thank you. But we got to practice that better, and like I said, guys, this whole COVID thing is a wake up call. This has been needed. You know, like I said, every time we lose somebody, it's a wake up to somebody else. And everything that we get into to make a change have casualties. Because I remember all the black leaders who died for the struggle to change. And what happens today? Black on black crime. Black disrespecting black.
Well, it's not just black on black crime, but you have white on white crime. You have Vietnamese.
Not like black on black.
Vietnamese crime. You have the Japanese against Japanese crime. I mean, it's there in all cultures. So no matter how you look
we're talking
at
about
it,
in the United States.
all of us in our different perspective culture, you know, we have those that continuously commit crime, and that's just the way it is. But it's emphasized more on blacks than anything.
I got it.
Well, because a lot of blacks don't know their rights, and a lot of them do get violated.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to understand that the violation starts with you.
Yes, that is the truth. And the topic, the topic of the
Laborers first, citizens second.
All right.
And this is for the laborers, guys. Look, even a nursing home right now telling everybody they got heroes. Well, how about they give y'all a raise?
Yeah.
How about they give y'all benefits? How about they do all that? Stop the talk and more do. Don't let them fool you into going back, because the nursing home right now, guys, is full of corona. Some of them don't even want you to know how many people they got contaminated.
Right. I think they have a couple of nursing homes in Liberia.
A bunch of them.
That have an astonished amount of
and
people.
Telling people not to tell nobody nothing, but them see your loved one, you collecting a check off them. This is how a lot of these nursing homes right now is dirty, and a lot of these older people don't have family. They treat them bad. They don't wash them. And look, I'm not blaming the workers, because if you see some of the workers they hire, guys, you do better just getting your grandparents or your uncle or nieces some dogs, because the dog will take better care than what some of these workers do. But I don't blame them, because they're uneducated. They don't have no kind of self-esteem. They stay mad all the time. They're on their phone 24/7. But look, the money they're getting. They don't want to hire people who can do the job right, because they need somebody illiterate. That way they can cut your pay and tell you all kind of stuff that they think you're going to believe. And you believe it, because you go back that next day to go to work.
And, I just wanted to say is that, yes, we do have good police officers out there, but I like to know where the hell they are when they don't talk about or reach out about senseless killings. If you have to kill somebody, you're a grown man. You have to kill somebody and take away their lives and their family lives. What do that make you? That make you a goddamn punk. I seen in one case where this police officer on the side of the road, he was punching the woman in her face, in her head. For what?
Was she a black woman?
Yes, she was a black woman.
For what?
You know what?
Black is the biggest fear.
But I'm still lost, because like if I'm gonna fight with a woman, I can handle myself with a woman.
Look, a black woman will hit you faster than a black guy. That cop knew when he pulled her over for nothing.
Really, Kevin?
Well, I'm just telling you. I mean, look, the thing is, guys, we got to learn how to respect each other no matter what. The cops go through a lot of stuff, but yet still, because they go through a lot of stuff don't mean they got to put a lot of stuff on people. If you don't like your job, quit. You know, they giving them free food because they calling them first responders.
Huh.
They're not first responders.
Right.
They're human beings who took the job to, so say, protect and serve. This is not no great American hero job.
But I would like to hear from a police officer. You have special training.
No, they don't.
You have special training.
State trooper does.
You have special training. They don't just hand you a weapon. You have to go and you have to learn how to handle the weapon.
Louis Acker was hiring some of his guards that was in the jail cell to be cops. They didn't have to go take no weapons charge or weapon class. They don't have. Look, the average cop right now, I can guarantee you can't run a block.
Oh
The
yeah,
state trooper.
I agree with
The
I
state
agree with
trooper
you.
is the only
yeah.
one who trained their troopers professionally.
Mhm.
Sheriff and city, they have no training.
Yeah.
This is where you go wrong at when you're saying they have no, they don't. They can come straight off the street, have a weapons charge way back when, beat up their wife. If they got a friend on the police force, they gonna get hired.
Well, you know,
Because half of the city police in New Iberia, all these guys got charges.
Yeah.
But then when you tell people that, oh, that's not true. Oh, well, you'll see in the future when they're going to start beating up somebody and having a breakdown. But we the people, from the politician to the cop, we the one that's supposed to straighten these people out. But we don't complain when we're supposed to. You know, Brother Jay mentioned the NAACP in New Iberia trying to, so say, protest St. Edward's Church. They mad because some of the funds from St. Edward Church not going to the NAACP.
It's not like that, Kevin. I'm not exactly sure.
I'm telling you what
I'm
it
not
is.
exactly sure what's going on, but at St. Edward's, something needed to be said a long time ago. That's a multi-million-dollar facility, and they
What you
have
think the Catholic Church is?
Well, that is the
That's
Catholic
what
Church.
I'm trying to tell you.
Right,
They
right.
shouldn't have a black and a white church. If everybody who praying to a God, they shouldn't have a black church or a white church. Now they got a Spanish church. Do you think that makes sense? Because they separate the money and all the churches are owned by the white churches, the black churches. Because I know the little church when I was a Christian back in the day, they owned by St. Joseph on Main Street. We had almost 15 different foreigners come preach the Bible to us. We couldn't even understand them. The white church on Main Street in Louisville, he died, the priest over there. But every time they had a new recruit, whether he was from Jamaica or Canada, they sent him to our church for us to, so say, teach him how to be a preacher. And we played that part. Now you see all these churches suffering right now because of the greed. And this is why I talk about the churches and all that. Not the gods, the churches who using God's name in vain against the poor people who don't understand you are the God that goes to that church. You shouldn't have to be paying no tithes or fees.
Well, and you automatically know my standpoint on that. I feel
You're a prayer warrior.
I feel that we definitely have to keep the lights on. We definitely have to keep the water on. We definitely have to congregate so that so that we could hear like our pastor Bishop John.
All right, your church get a pass from me. They doing the right church thing.
Right.
They
right.
doing what the Jesus that I read about did. He didn't want no building. He wanted church to be in people's heart, to respect each other and give respect no matter what you think they are. Give them respect. And if they want to come to your Lord, allow them to come. Don't push them into it. And that's the thing that we having with everybody, because I know in New Iberia, we got about 50 churches. Every corner on the block got a church.
You've seen those a $1 billion church? I mean, a church that takes up the whole.
Well, when your reverend asks you for a private jet, then guys, y'all got a problem. Y'all almost homely, but y'all reverend need a jet because the Lord say He needed it.
Caller, you have a question or comment?
Yes, good evening, Sister Khadijah and
Kevin.
Mr. Kevin.
Hey, how you doing, Wally?
Oh, great. great. And y'all see yourself. Y'all really done a wonderful job on what y'all talking about in the topic. You know, Kevin, you know, I always believe in you, man, because of the way you, all right, Sister Khadijah, the way you express yourself, the way you bring out the truth. And this is what we got to start understanding, the truth. Like you say, everybody have a right to be all that they want to be. Just allow me to be all that I want to be also.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we didn't talk about that before. We got 35 churches within a 3-mile radius from where I'm at. And I'm still counting, you know, because they got a lot of churches now coming up in people's living room and things like this here. And I was looking at a segment one day, and it says, preacher needs to get a job, you know, and stop depending on picking up the money in the name of Jesus on Sunday morning and take it to the devil bank on Monday morning. You know, so all these things. Look, we got to start understanding our own culture. We got to start teaching our own culture, because if nobody else, we know our culture, and guess what? Can't nobody tell me about my mom and daddy.
Correct.
They raised me. Nobody else. Hey, thank you guys. Y'all keep up the good work.
Okay.
And you know, like Mr. Kevin, what you say? Nigga, it's for everybody, man.
Oh, well, of course.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. But
Yeah.
and look, guys, this is the thing that I'm talking about. You know, it's not about black, white, or brown. It's about human and humanity. It's about us respecting each other. It's about us respecting our culture. It's about us respecting other people who really don't know about our culture, and not being mad at the other culture because they don't understand what we go through. Never let somebody else, so say, oppress you, because if you start hating them, you become them. And this is what I learned throughout all the time. Find yourself, forget the rest. And once you find yourself, guys, nobody can tell you who you truly are but yourself.
Right. And to people that's out there, please, if you don't want to wear a mask for yourself, wear masks for other people. Learn how to protect yourself. Don't go in different environments. Please don't go in different environments. And if you're outside and you're smoking with your mask on, and you have a hole through.
Don't forget the drinking.
If you have a hole through the mask, so you're not even worrying about corona that bad, because you're out there and you constantly.
Well, your lungs already getting clouded up with the smoke, and that's another thing why the corona hitting a bunch of people, because especially the poor guys, because we already out of shape. Our immune system is down. I mean, we're on heavy medication, you know, and just about everybody going to dialysis now.
Right, and some of the masks are really dirty. You had mentioned it on the last show, Kevin. That
a lot of them think put the dirty mask on and you got to wash. You might catch some kind of Ella. You might give corona something.
Yes. And I also want to say that every day is Mother's Day for mothers. Y'all some of the hardest working people around. Happy Mother's Day to Shaylin out in California. We really appreciate you. Also,
and go support your local small business, not these big corporations. Your local small businesses, guys, not these big corporations who asking for a stimulus check and who filing bankruptcy right now and laying people off just because they can do it to try to get a check.
And your stimulus check is not to buy a 60-inch TV or to get that expensive hair. That's not for that. That's to go ahead and put off aside, so that when you can't pay your bill because you're still laid off, you won't get thrown out. You have to remember that. You have to remember that.
Yeah, you don't have to pay it all. Just put something down. Like I said, keep your receipt. Keep your receipt. If you put $1 down on the bill, it shows incentive for you to try and pay it. That way, when this all over with, you probably can sue whoever you're renting from for throwing you out in the times like this. But please put something down.
Right.
You can go buy a pack of cigarettes. You can lose one pack of cigarettes and go put that down on your rent or whatever you got on layaway or whatever, guys.
We are in a pandemic right about now. People pay close attention. You know, I'm sitting right next to Mr. Kevin, but before Mr. Kevin came in, he took and he washed his hand. He took off his shoes. I had the fever thermometer, and I checked his forehead just to make sure he had no fever. So that you have to remember, it's taking out more of us than anybody, and it's because we have a high rate of diabetes, high rate of cancer, high rate.
And black people run hot a lot.
They run hot a lot.
Oh yeah, when we be in the heat.
Yeah.
Black attracts heat.
Right.
But guys, look, another thing too. I want to give a shout out to Anointed Soul Food. This Sunday they're going to be doing barbecue and everything for those mothers. So guys, y'all want some good food and y'all want some little credentials? Bring them to Anointed Soul Food. They got the good food, and there ain't nothing like good food for good people.
And I want to give a shout out to Agnes Delco. How you doing, Agnes? Donna Gale Anthony, Donna Gale Broussard Anthony. How you doing, baby sister?
Take care of mama out there, Donna Gale. You know that's New Orleans.
Cheryl Derrisale, how you doing, Cheryl and the family? And we enjoyed you. Michael Teague, one of our producer that's, you're going to be hearing and seeing more of us with Twist on News, more Buck and Joe Show, and continue. Please, look, wear these little masks. Kevin, show them how you have your handkerchief.
Or when you get by people, all you got to do. But look, don't do it in stores where they're just predominantly white people, guys, if you're black. Make sure you show your face before you put your mask on. And just go in there like that and be respectable. They'll trust you. So guys, if you're not part of the solution, you are the problem. We got to come together. This COVID-19 is to help everybody that stays in this country. And guys, look, write to your Congress, write to your legislature to help these prisoners who shouldn't be in jail for these little fake charges that the DA made them take pleas to. Now, don't get me wrong, they took the plea.
Yeah, they took the plea.
So that's why it's being so hard.
But at the same time, we have over 1,200 people, prisoners that have less than 6 months that needs to be out.
Well, they need to give a Ray Nagin lawyer, because Ray Nagin got out for 2 years hurt.
Ray Nagin done about eight on.
But he had 2 years.
Okay, caller, you have a question or comment?
My comment is for Mr. Kevin. Mr. Kevin is representing the Crips. He said to don't wear that mask don't wear that mask covering his face if you go into the store around white people, but he better not wear that mask covering his face if he in an area where they have the blood, because he representing the Crips with that blue.
Well, I got a couple of cousins in the blood, so I got to pass.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and thank you. Our closing comments. I'm gonna go ahead and close because Kevin seems to take a really long time. Please protect yourself. Please learn how to respect yourself. And look, if you're going out or you're going anywhere, just be respectful. Just be mindful. And any confrontation with the police officer, we're not going to win. So you got to take their badge number down. You got to write down and file a written complaint, and follow through with your written complaint. Kevin?
And my wife said, if the police stop you, start coughing. They're going to let you go. All right, guys, look, don't forget to give everybody that's a mother that you know is a real mother, give them a hug or give them some kind of card or a gift, guys, because this is what all this is about. One day is not enough for these mothers.
Yes, and
so give them that appreciation.
I agree. Just giving birth don't absolutely make you a mother. You have to take care and raise the children. And we want to thank our directors, Brother Shahid, Brother Jay. We want to also thank AOC for giving us the opportunity. Hey, how you doing out there, Jacob, William? And we want to thank y'all all for giving us the chance to come back to the community.
Oh, we always be in the community. Don't let that be known now.
Yes. And enjoy my T-shirt. I really miss my good.
Well, she's gonna always be with you.
Yeah, she sure will.
And condolences out to all the COVID-19 people who lost their lives.
Yes, our condolences, Mr. Kevin.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out where I turn this thing off.
Okay, you need to go ahead and put on your mask because you're getting ready to get up.
Hot like this is in this house.
It is hot in here. God, don't.
Turn y'all off.
Oh my God.
Let's see what happens.
Hotep, Habarigani, or Assalamu Alaikum.
Because you still on here.
I am Sister Khadijah along
Well, that's
with
the beginning.
Mr. Kevin.
That's the
And
beginning.
the
But
topic
y'all
that
still
we have
on
this
here.
afternoon
Okay.
is first class laborers and second class citizens. However, you do know that it is customary before we address the community that we get permission from
Leave it
one
on,
of the
dude.
elders that's either in the room or in the house. And so I ask permission from the elders to give us permission to speak.
Yes, you may speak.
All right, so we have.
Right, y'all gotta go get me some Cajun
See,
coffee.
let me ask
It's
you
gonna
something.
be
You gonna get
a
crawfish?
really
Oh, yeah.
positive.
You gonna
Sure,
boil
as
them or
always.
what?
No, they on sale.
It's gonna be informational, pack house. We wanna thank all of our listening callers that calls in all the time. And we wanna thank
No, his is
Kevin.
delayed. That's why he
for him
wanted
and
to
his wife
start.
coming up with
See,
some
that's why he
fantastic
wanted to
topics.
start like 2 or
And
3
we wanna
minutes.
thank Miss Stella Petrie Broussard for helping Kevin find his information, do his topic. And shout out to Marbuck and Joe of the Marbuck and Joe Show. Also shout out to Aunt Marydale and Uncle Roy. I know y'all be waiting for the show to come on in Liberia. Well, you know, with Facebook, we are all over the world practically. Now, Kevin is actually going to start off. It's a live segment. If you want to reach us, you can reach us at 337-781-1110. 337-781-1110. We want to also give a special shout out to, or just to acknowledge the COVID-19, to acknowledge all of the hundreds of thousands of people that have lost their lives with the COVID-19.
October 27th, 2015.
Follow instructions when you're going out. Have a mask on. It doesn't matter what kind of mask you have. Put your mask on. You can see Trey has a handkerchief. You can use just Kevin have a handkerchief. You can use just about anything just to protect yourself. When you're going out in the world, unless you absolutely need to. Another thing that's been pressing on my mind, my heart, is the fact that we still have serious cases of police brutality. And all I would say is that, you know, if I'm a woman, or like if the police officer is a man to a man, what make y'all think y'all can't fight somebody one-on-one? Why do you have to have a gun? Why do you have to have, I was scared, I was intimidated. The young man that was jogging and the two scumbags that killed him, shot him, they need to rot in hell. I mean, that's just the way I feel about it. And I'm known to speak my mind when it's that hard. And the one that filmed the assault, that was accessory. You know, y'all knew what y'all was doing, you know, and
One of the guys is an officer, so that's why they prolonging it. Try to find some kind of background on the black guy to make it look like it was legitimate. But this topic is for all our laborers out there, guys. The guys in the nursing home with the COVID, the guy.
And it couldn't be more appropriate. Quit thinking taking Sammy to church.
Just like her broke.
COVID-19. Authorities are struggling to enforce social distancing and warn that the actual count might be exponentially higher. This small space is home to Vishal Dravidar and his family, but it's impossible to stay indoors all the time. There's no running water and no toilet. Every trip outside the house is a risk.
At the community toilets, not all stalls have running water. There are usually long lines at the toilets too. Staying away from people in such circumstances is tough.
With its population density, the government realizes Dharavi is a ticking time bomb. Estimates show India could have more than 1 million COVID-19 cases by mid-May. Such a surge in infections will overwhelm public hospitals already grappling with a shortage of protective gear, ventilators, and doctors. The Indian government says it's spending nearly $2 billion on strengthening the healthcare sector. While facilities are a concern, doctors say that the infection isn't the only thing that they're battling. Many healthcare workers have been attacked by angry neighbors who accuse doctors of being carriers of the virus. Dr. Sanjeevani Panireddy filmed this assault by her neighbors who marched in the presence of her 3-year-old son. I think even animals don't attack each other like this without reason. She's not alone. Dr. Sachin Nayak lived in his car for many days to keep his family safe. The toughest part? Not being able to see or hug his son.
I never imagined a day would come where doctors were trying to help keep people safe would be attacked. When such incidents happen, you feel extremely demoralized and demotivated. Every attack is a setback for India's fight against COVID-19 and its precious time lost.
Not just doctors, but public health experts and political critics say India needs to do more to keep its citizens safe, and that the window to do more is quickly shrinking. Social distancing and the extended lockdown are India's primary weapons against the pandemic. But with the government testing just over 800 people per million, experts warn it's not nearly enough. A major concern? Asymptomatic people who could spread the virus unknowingly. Not just a public health challenge, the COVID-19 outbreak is also exposing India's communal fissures. A gathering of Islamic preachers in New Delhi led to a huge spike in India's coronavirus cases in April. Many leaders of Prime Minister Modi's Hindu-majority BJP party blamed the rapid spread on Indian Muslims. Since then, many Muslims have been beaten up, others harassed and targeted online, accused of being carriers of the virus, including Rana Ayub, who says the Indian government stands to gain from such a hate campaign.
It is trying to obfuscate the truth by diverting the country's attention to communalization of the virus. So, and unfortunately, it has had an impact. You see, middle class narratives in India focusing on Muslims being the villains, and it is not asking the questions of the government that needs to be asked.
Critics have long accused India's ruling party of fomenting hate and inciting violence against minorities, especially Muslims, a charge the party denies. So, as India battles COVID-19, it's not just the lives of 1.3 billion people at stake, but also India's national unity. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Neha Punia in Delhi.
Public outcry and calls for arrest in the killing of an African-American man in Georgia more than 2 months ago are intensifying. As Misha Alcindor reports for our Race Matters series, the case drew widespread public attention after a video of the shooting was released earlier this week.
Since then, Judy, the nation has become familiar with this name, Ahmaud Arbery, who was a 25-year-old black man chased and killed by at least 2 white men as he was jogging in a Georgia neighborhood on February 23rd. 2 of those men, Gregory McMichael and Travis McMichael, said they pursued him because they believed he looked like a suspect in recent burglaries. Arbery was unarmed. The video shot from behind seems to show Arbery was trying to go around their truck. They then confronted him and later shot him. They told police he attacked them as they were trying to hold him and wait for police. His father, Marcus Arbery, and his attorney, Benjamin Crump, joined me now. Thanks so much for being here, both of you. Mr. Arbery, Ahmaud was your baby son. He was your youngest. He was also an athlete. He liked to run. Tell me a little bit about how often he ran the route that he ran in that Georgia neighborhood and whether or not he had any reason to fear for his life.
Well, he ran all the time. Everybody knows he ran all the time. So I don't see why this happened to him because that's all he did to run and work out. He ran like 3, 4, 5 miles a day. Everybody knows he ran. So
Shaheed.
I don't know why they racial profiled him and done him like that because all he did was work out and ran and just took care of his body because he had dreams. Now all his friends gone, but they took his life for nothing.
How familiar was this neighborhood to your son in particular?
He stayed
Oh, they showing Aubrey daddy on TV.
that neighborhood.
Was very
Aubrey, the guy that they shot, they showing his daddy.
Yes, ma'am.
Gregory
All right.
McMichael followed your son because he said he looked like a burglary suspect. Ahmad's mother also said that the police told her that her son and your son was killed in the commission of a burglary, during a burglary struggle. What do you make of that, especially the police saying that about your child?
Well, you know, it's just a line of cover up, try to justify everything when they're wrong. They know they done got caught up in it wrong. The big just speaking everything for itself. Check that lynch mob out. It's a lynch mob. So they're trying to cover up with it and messed up. They've been doing that for years. Corruption in this town is real bad with African Americans. So he been lynched. The video speak loud and plain as day. So do their own work and do your job. Arrest these trouble people. Get them out this, get them off the street. Before they try to lynch anybody else, get them off the street. They need to be behind bars for a long, long time. Get them off the street. We just want that to get them off the street. But there is no way for them. Not in a small town like this and with it.
Mr. Thomas, I was talking about a lot of payments, and we've now seen 2 prosecutors accuse themselves. The 3rd prosecutor said this needs to go to a grand jury. What do you want to see really happen here? And do you believe there's any sort of arrest that might happen?
I do, Yamish. The Georgia Bureau of Investigations has now taken over the case, and they have told us that they're going to look at the case with fresh eyes. We asked them not to allow anything from the local officials from that southeastern Georgia law enforcement community because they're too close to Gregory McMichaels, who worked as a former police officer and a detective for the district attorney for over 30 years. And so if they look at it with fresh eyes, then they would have probable cause simply based on this video that shows this horrific execution of Marcus's baby boy, his youngest son, who would celebrate his birthday tomorrow had they not murdered him. And so we believe that they have the probable cause to arrest these. I can't even think a father and son, a murderous duo. They have the probable cause right now to arrest them for the murder of Ahmaud Arbery.
Do you also want to see a 3rd man charged in this case, Mr. Crump? Do you want to see the man who shot the video also charged and arrested?
Certainly, the person who was in the vehicle helping them to chase Ahmaud Arbery just because the color of his skin, because we don't buy any of this allegation that he was committing a burglary. There's no evidence of that. He had a t-shirt on and shorts. He didn't have burglary tools or a basket or anything. He was simply a young man exercising. And as Mr. Marcus has said on many of occasions, if this was him and his son Ahmaud, and they got in a truck with a shotgun and a .357 Magnum, and they chased a young white man who was jogging through the community in broad daylight, and he ended up dead, they would be arrested immediately. And anybody who aided and abetted them, anybody who videotaped them, or anybody who was with them will also be held accountable. So why do we have 2 justice systems in America? One for Black America and one for white America.
Mr. Arbery, Trayvon Martin was killed on February 26, 2012. Your son was killed on February 23rd. They would have been almost the same age had they both lived. Have you talked to your son about Trayvon Martin? Did he understand and talk about this national conversation that we've been having around racism?
Yes. I talk to my children about that all the time. And they all follow that Trayvon Martin murder too. My children know. All 3 of them know.
Tell me about that. Tell me more about how you talked to your son about Trayvon Martin.
I just told him that racism is pretty deep when you're a Black African American. You just got to, you just can't fall in their hands because they really set you up when you're racial profile. They set you up to lower you where they want you at, and then they take your life. That's racial hate. I always told my kids about that.
And what do you want? And what do you want the nation to know about your son?
Yeah, I just want the nation to know that he was a good boy, well-mannered, and he just loved the people. You know, he's the kind of young man that you needed $1 here at $1, he gave it to you.
And now you want to see justice for your son.
Definitely. I just want to see this small fireball when he went on there. Because if you don't put a fireball when he went on, they're gonna find a way to kill again. And there ain't no room for that in this little small town.
Mr. Aubrey, Mr. Crump, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you both coming on.
Thank you, Elise.
And no, we are reaching out to police, prosecutors, and the McMichaels to see if they will speak to us as well in coming days. Now, we take your questions on the pandemic to experts to help make sense of these tough times. We get your questions from our website, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. For the record, Facebook is a funder of the NewsHour. Amna Navaz has more.
Thanks, Judy, and thanks to all of you for sending us your questions. Now, as you know, some businesses around the country are opening back up, leaving many of you concerned about the risks of going back to work. To answer your questions about workplace safety during the pandemic, we're joined by Christina Banks. She's the director of the Interdisciplinary Center for Healthy Workplaces at the University of California, Berkeley. Christina, welcome to the NewsHour. Thanks for being with us.
Thank
you. So let's jump right into the questions now. The very first one comes from Sally Stasiel. She's reached out on Facebook, and she sent us this video. I'm concerned I may contract the virus from one of my coworkers or vice versa. Hello?
Hey, Stella.
Hey, Khadijah.
Oh, so you read, look like I'm eating some of that Cajun crawfish, huh? Oh my God! Lord have mercy. I thought that I'm hearing you good and clear. I said, yeah, she said what she said. She just said that. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, indeed. So yeah, so how you doing?
I'm okay. How you doing today?
All right, all right. Mama is by down to Yale and stuff. So yeah, that's where we was at. That's where we was at. Oh, down to Yale said she was laughing watching one of those movies that they put on for the watch and stuff. So we just taking it bit by bit, you know.
Yeah, hold on, okay.
Oh, okay.
So you really have to worry about it having a discriminatory effect. The best way to use antibody tests in the future, I believe, is to gauge the risk that an individual
Oh, that's okay. Oh. But yeah, the last show, we had over 200 views. Yeah, we had over 200 views and oh, you. Okay. Okay.
They might be the most at-risk of infection in a building where there might be as many as 1,300 students. How do we protect everyone? On a teacher?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm telling you, girl. I'm telling you, because I'm like saying, oh, and that little tablet be so full of notes and stuff. I said, your teacher make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah, she sure do. Oh Lord! And don't ask him for a sheet of paper. You swear that's you know he don't want to be losing paper out of his tablet.
And I tell him this all the time. I said, if you would have had that interest when you were in school, you probably would have been like I said, because he's interested in politics.
I'm telling you.
So I told him, I said, you probably would have made it in political science in college.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him, I said, that's sweet. I said, I have interest in going back to college, but if it makes you feel better, I'll go back and get my doctorate.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So he said, I don't want to go to college, but you want to college, then you want to do college. And I believe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
So, bad people going to college.
Oh,
You don't need to go to college yet. But I believe he'd love to go. He'd love to go. Now, he'll be a professor of worst nightmare, so he's going to argue controversial over everything to be.
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He too.
But I do think he's moving. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And because the desire, the passion, when you see somebody as passionate as that, I'm like saying, God damn. But we had over 200 views last week and stuff, and so I guess later on I'll find out how many views we have and stuff like that. But
I guess you can't tell when y'all on TV.
No.
So you can tell. And then also like this, somebody can always go back and look at it.
Right.
Like when it's on Facebook, you don't even have to write that time. You do it later, whereas they'll see it's not unless they can tape it or whatever, but this you can always go back or you don't have to watch it taking place. Yeah, so that's what makes it work on good,
Mm-hmm. But so I had to call you to tell you that was a real good one. I'm still laughing. I say, wait till I can get some privacy in here. I know.
And with him too, with that old dirty ass bandana. Touch the bandana, touch his face. It ain't doing him a bit of good. So that bandana all dirty. I take it from him and put it to wash. And then I put him another one to put on, but he won't take that other one.
Oh Lord.
And then he has some masks, because my sister made him some cute masks, one with some claws and stuff on it.
Oh.
He don't want to wear a mask. He likes to wear a bandana, but he want to keep wearing that blue one like he a crip.
Yeah.
I said, some of your clip walk. Let me see your clip walk like you.
Oh Lord, that is funny. But okay, I just had to call and let you know. All right, thanks so much, sister. All right, bye-bye.
Three.
Hey.
Hello?
Hey, yes.
Hey.
You seen the show?
Huh?
You had seen the show? Oh, okay. I thought I called to tell you to watch it.
Yeah, but I think
You can't catch it. Oh, it went fine. We had some good callers and stuff like that. Oh, he had just said that's fine. He said he had to go get him by Tobin. But talking that bullshit. You know. He said he had to go get his. He said he had to go get his daddy by Toby. You know, and they had to go and get. Oh, well, he had to go and he was over there telling Toby what had went down. His line version.